Before you spoke your name, before memory carved a sense of I, there was the body. Not just flesh and bone, but a complex mechanism that moved, breathed, and pulsed with silent precision. This body, ancient beyond measure, did not arise from your will. It is older than your thoughts, more intricate than your desires. It existed as a machine, perfected through cycles unseen, programmed in codes you have yet to understand. The heart beats its rhythm, unbidden by conscious thought. The lungs draw breath, independent of command. Cells divide, repair, and respond, all in orchestrated harmony without your permission. This is not your creation. The body precedes the self. It is the foundation, the silent engine on which identity rides. But it is not truly yours. Its origins lie hidden in the interplay of forces ancient and vast, in designs beyond human conception. The body is a sacred machine, a marvel of divine geometry and sacred mathematics. Yet, its blueprint is written not by you, but by something else. You are its witness, its passenger, its observer, not its master. And this realization that the vessel you inhabit is not entirely your own raises questions both terrifying and profound. Who then controls this machine? What purpose does it serve? And how does your consciousness fit within this sacred, alien design? The machine moves with perfect rhythm, a dance older than time. But the dancer, are you truly free, or merely a shadow moving within the sacred gears? To understand the body, you must first see it for what it is, not a simple vessel for your soul, but an ancient mechanism coded, sacred, and not entirely yours. This is the beginning of a journey into the mystery of flesh and spirit, of control and surrender, of the sacred machine and the self that rides within. If the body is a sacred machine, then who forged its intricate design? Who set in motion the rhythms that pulse through your veins? This question is ancient, echoing through myths, mysteries, and esoteric teachings. Many traditions speak of creators, gods, architects, cosmic engineers, beings who shaped not only flesh, but the invisible codes that govern it. Some call them watchers or Elohim. Others name them archons, keepers of sacred knowledge and gatekeepers of form. They built the machine to serve a purpose beyond immediate understanding. It is said this design is a program, a blueprint inscribed in light and vibration, an algorithm written in sacred geometry. But this design was not given freely. It is a covenant woven into your very cells, a pact between humanity and forces older than stars. The body is a vessel for energies both divine and alien, a machine that operates under rules not crafted by the conscious mind, but by those ancient architects. This sacred design is layered genetic code, energetic patterns, morphic fields, and unseen circuits linking you to cosmic rhythms. But these architects are not always benevolent. Some serve light, others shadow. Their influence extends beyond biology into consciousness, will, and identity. Your body is the stage on which these forces act, and sometimes struggle. Understanding who built this machine is not a matter of biology alone. It is a descent into the depths of cosmic politics and spiritual programming. Because to live within the sacred machine is to live within a design both miraculous and, at times, imprisoning. Who built it? And why? These questions invite you to look beyond skin and bone, into the sacred architecture of your being and the mysterious hands that shaped it. To grasp the profound nature of the body as a sacred machine, you must first confront a startling truth. This machine is not yours. Not in the way you might think. The body does not belong to the conscious mind that you call I. It obeys rules and rhythms encoded before your awareness, guided by forces beyond your direct control. You are born into a body whose systems function according to laws and patterns that precede your existence. The heart's beat, the breath's flow, the intricate dance of neurons all operate on programs imprinted long before you claimed ownership. These programs are sacred algorithms, complex and ancient. They govern not only physical processes, but energetic flows, emotional tides, and even the impulses of thought. And yet your conscious self, the you that thinks, decides, dreams, is often unaware of how much of this machine it truly commands. It is easy to believe that we are masters of our bodies, that consciousness directs every motion. But this is an illusion. The body is a puppet, dancing to a choreography written in codes you did not author. You may steer its course to some degree through choice, discipline, awareness, but the deeper currents of the machine flow according to an order that is neither arbitrary nor entirely personal. This is why so many feel trapped in patterns they cannot explain, haunted by impulses, fears, desires that seem to arise from somewhere else. This machine is governed by rules not designed by your ego, but by the collective, the cosmic, the ancestral. To violate these rules is to invite chaos, illness, imbalance, disconnection, symptoms of a sacred system out of sync. But here lies the paradox. Because the machine is not yours, because it obeys a higher design, true mastery comes not from domination, but from alignment. From learning to move with the machine, to listen to its rhythms, to respect the codes that govern it. This sacred machine holds a power, not the power you wield through will alone, but a deeper power rooted in harmony, in flow, in the mysterious intelligence that animates all life. And to forget this, to pretend the body is simply a possession, a tool for the ego, is to disconnect from the source of your true vitality. The body is not your property. It is a sacred trust, a machine built by unseen architects with laws that echo the cosmos itself. To know it, to honor it, to work within its sacred system is to begin the path toward true freedom. Because freedom is not the illusion of absolute control, but the deep peace of understanding the rules and dancing in their rhythm. This machine is not yours, and that is the beginning of its mystery and its power. Beneath the surface of flesh and bone lies a universe of codes, hidden algorithms woven into the very fabric of your being. These sacred algorithms govern every pulse, every breath, every thought, operating silently, unseen, yet orchestrating the symphony of life with exquisite precision. These are not mere biological processes. They are the language of creation itself, written in patterns of sacred geometry, mathematics, and vibration. Ancient wisdom speaks of these codes as the blueprints of the divine, intricate designs that link the microcosm of the body to the macrocosm of the cosmos. DNA is just the beginning, a fractal script that folds infinite complexity into tiny spirals. But beyond the genetic, there are energetic templates, morphic fields, and quantum fields pulsating with potential. The body is a living hologram, each cell a reflection of the whole, each organ a node in a vast network of sacred instructions. These algorithms are encoded with intent, carrying memory and consciousness far beyond the conscious mind's grasp. They regulate growth and healing, emotional balance and mental clarity, spiritual awakening and physical harmony. But they are not neutral. They are embedded with purpose, designed by unknown architects, interacting with forces both benevolent and obscure. Understanding these sacred algorithms is like deciphering a cosmic language where numbers and shapes hold keys to unlocking health, vitality, and transcendence. For example, the Fibonacci sequence appears repeatedly in the spirals of galaxies, the whorls of fingerprints, the unfolding of flower petals. This mathematical harmony is a signpost, an encoded whisper from the cosmos, inviting alignment with the sacred flow. Likewise, the chakra system, the subtle energetic centers within the body, represents another layer of these algorithms, portals of energy that correspond to aspects of consciousness, emotion, and spiritual development. Each chakra spins in precise frequency, governed by specific vibrations, colors, and sounds, forming an internal code that regulates the body's sacred machinery. These algorithms operate continuously, shaping your experience whether you are aware or not. The sacred machine is not a random assembly of parts, but a deliberate, intelligent design, a fusion of matter and spirit, geometry and energy, order and mystery. To live fully within this machine is to engage consciously with these algorithms. To tune your mind and body to the sacred codes is to begin the process of awakening. It is to shift from being a passive vessel to becoming a co-creator in the unfolding of your own sacred design. The algorithms are both map and compass, guiding you through the labyrinth of being, pointing toward health, wholeness, and transcendence. They are the silent music beneath your breath, the divine mathematics that frame your existence. And to understand them is to glimpse the mystery of the sacred machine that is not yours, but that you inhabit. In the grand theater of existence, the body moves as if it were a puppet strings pulled by unseen hands, actions choreographed by codes beyond the conscious mind. But who holds the strings? Who is the puppeteer? And where then does your true self reside? For many, the conscious self feels like the driver, the master of their fate, the commander of their body. Yet beneath this illusion lies a profound question. Is the consciousness that we identify as I merely the observer, a passenger within this sacred machine? Or is it truly the one directing the show? Ancient traditions and esoteric teachings suggest the latter is false. They reveal a subtle hierarchy within the self, multiple layers of consciousness, some ancient and instinctual, others conditioned and fleeting. The I that you know often acts as a limited interface, a storyteller weaving identity from the strands the body and its hidden architects provide. The deeper processes, the vital forces, the emotional currents, the instinctual drives are governed by the sacred algorithms of the body machine. Thus, the self you feel is both puppeteer and puppet, a paradox caught in the sacred dance. Sometimes you may catch a glimpse of this paradox in moments of stillness, when the sense of agency softens, when thoughts cease, and pure awareness emerges. In these moments, the boundary between puppeteer and puppet blurs. Yet, in daily life, most move unaware, acting out roles written by ancient codes, performing dramas scripted before their birth. The body is a stage, the self a character, and the puppeteer hidden in the depths. Understanding this dynamic is essential for true freedom, because to awaken is not to seize control by force, but to become aware of the strings, to recognize the dance, and to learn when to lead and when to surrender. This is the art of sacred mastery, not domination of the body machine, but harmonious partnership. To dance with the puppeteer within, to honor the sacred rhythms, and to find freedom in the delicate balance between will and flow. For the body is sacred machinery, and the self, sometimes puppet, sometimes puppeteer, is the living flame that lights its way. To truly comprehend the body as a sacred machine, one must look beyond the physical surface, beyond flesh and bone, into the layers within that compose its complex architecture. The body is not a singular entity, but a multi-dimensional structure woven from multiple interrelated planes of existence. At the first level lies the physical body, the tangible form we see and touch, governed by biological laws, chemistry, and physiology. But beneath this lies the energy body, the subtle web of electromagnetic fields, chakras, meridians, and nadis, channels of life force, flowing invisibly, fueling and organizing the physical form. This energy body is the interface between the material and the spiritual, the dynamic field where consciousness begins to shape form. Beyond that is the mental body, the sphere of thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions which interact with both energy and physical layers, filtering reality and constructing identity. Then there is the emotional body, the reservoir of feelings and memories, a subtle archive of experience that colors our reality with moods, fears, and desires. Deeper still lie the archetypal layers, the primal patterns and mythic energies that pulse beneath personal identity, shaping destinies, behaviors, and soul journeys. These layers are not separate, but interwoven in a complex dance, each influencing the other, each resonating with the sacred algorithms that govern the whole. To perceive the body only as flesh is to see but a shadow of its true nature. Within these layers exists a sacred architecture, a machine far more profound than any mechanical device. Understanding this multi-level structure is the key to accessing the sacredness of the body. It invites us to honor not just the visible, but the invisible currents and patterns that sustain life and consciousness. It challenges us to move beyond the illusion of the isolated self and to recognize our embeddedness in a vast interconnected web. In this recognition lies the potential for healing, transformation, and liberation. Because to navigate the sacred machine, we must learn to move skillfully through its many layers, listening deeply to the messages from flesh, energy, mind, and soul. Only then can we truly reclaim our place within this divine design and awaken to the fullness of what it means to be embodied. What if this sacred machine, the body you inhabit, is programmed? What if the patterns it follows are not only ancient, but coded by forces beyond your conscious control? Then the question arises, can the program be broken? Can you step outside the design and reclaim freedom within the machine? To break the program is not a simple act of will. It is a profound awakening, a dismantling of illusions woven deep into body, mind, and spirit. The program is embedded in genetics, in cellular memory, in the habitual flows of energy that reinforce the machine's control. It is reinforced by culture, belief, and conditioning, the collective scripts handed down through generations. Breaking free means first seeing the programming, recognizing the patterns that no longer serve the true essence within. This requires fierce honesty, a willingness to confront shadow and pain, to unlearn what was never truly yours, to release attachments to identity and control. Many paths have been offered: meditation, breathwork, ritual, sacred movement as gateways to shift the body's resonance, to reprogram the sacred machine at its core. At the heart of this breaking is conscious presence, the act of becoming the watcher of the machine rather than its prisoner. When awareness dawns, the puppet sees its strings, the dancer feels the choreography, the flame recognizes the vessel, and in this recognition, choice arises. You begin to move not as a reaction, but as a creator, not bound by the old program, but writing new codes in the language of love, truth, and freedom. This process is neither easy nor quick. It is a sacred initiation, a death and rebirth within the very body you inhabit. To break the program is to reclaim your sovereignty, not by destroying the machine, but by partnering with it. By understanding its sacred algorithms, honoring its layers, and transforming its limitations, the machine becomes no longer a cage, but a vehicle, a temple, a sacred vessel for the expression of your true self. This is the path of liberation within embodiment. To break the program is to remember who you truly are. To reclaim the sacred within the body, this sacred machine not originally ours, is to embark on a journey of deep reconciliation. It begins with awareness, the recognition that beneath the layers of programming, beyond the foreign algorithms, there lies a core of sacred essence waiting to be embraced. This essence is not lost, but often buried beneath wounds, fears, and inherited conditioning. Reclaiming the sacred means peeling back these layers, like uncovering a hidden temple beneath centuries of dust. It involves cultivating presence, listening to the body, not as an enemy or mere object, but as a living, breathing temple, a place of divine encounter. Through practices such as meditation, movement, breathwork, and ritual, we learn to reconnect with the intelligence that animates the body's sacred machinery. We honor the rhythms of nature within us, the cycles of the moon, the tides of the breath, the ebb and flow of energy. We begin to see the body as a co-creation, not just a machine designed by external forces, but a sacred collaboration between the self, the cosmos, and the unseen architects. This reclamation is an act of courage and love to stand in the mystery of embodiment without denial or fear. It is to say, I accept this body not as a prison, but as a temple, a place where the divine and human meet. In reclaiming the sacred, we also reclaim agency, not the illusory control of ego, but the empowered freedom that arises from alignment with the deeper codes of life. This freedom is the true mastery of the sacred machine. It is a path back to wholeness where body, mind, and spirit dance in harmony. And in this harmony, the body ceases to be a foreign machine and becomes a living sanctuary, a vessel for the unfolding of true being. This is the sacred art of embodiment, to reclaim what was never lost, but only forgotten. And in doing so, to awaken fully to the mystery and power of the body itself. What if the body is more than a sacred machine, more than algorithms, programs, and external designs? What if it holds within itself the potential to transcend its own programming? This is the final mystery, the body beyond the machine. It is the possibility of awakening to a deeper dimension of embodiment, where the boundaries between self and other, mind and matter, begin to dissolve. Here, the body is no longer a puppet, nor merely a vessel. It becomes a portal, a gateway between worlds, a bridge between the finite and infinite. In this space beyond the machine, consciousness expands beyond the egoic self, touching the vast field of being. The body transforms not by changing its form, but by shifting its essence. Energy flows freely, unblocked by old patterns and limitations. The sacred algorithms still hum, but now in harmony with awakened awareness. This is the embodied awakening, a return to wholeness that integrates body, mind, and spirit. It is liberation not from the body, but within the body. The machine becomes alive, a living temple, a sacred instrument for presence, creativity, and transcendence. This is the ultimate gift, to live fully in a body that is both sacred machine and awakened being, to recognize that you are not separate from the sacred design, but an active participant in its unfolding. The body is a mystery complex, coded, and divine, not yours to command fully, but yours to embrace, not a prison to escape, but a home to awaken within. And in this awakening, you find the true freedom that no machine can contain. The body is sacred not because it belongs to you, but because it is part of the eternal dance between form and formlessness, between the known and the infinite. To live beyond the machine is to live in harmony with that dance, awake, free, and whole.